Hi, I'm Father Michael, and this is Essentials. Today we're going to be talking about the vice of wrath and the corresponding, or I should say, the overwhelming virtue of patience, which we'll come to know in this video as long-suffering. So first of all, the vice of wrath is different from what most people understand it to be. Most of the time, people think that wrath is anger, but anger is actually a good thing. Anger is the just, necessary response of a Christian to a perceived injustice. Wrath is when we become animalistic and vengeful, and we act out of desire for passionate vengeance. We lose control, and we don't give room for reconciliation or communion. On the other hand, patience is the long-suffering of that perceived injustice. You can be patient and be angry at the same time. Patience, though, is saying that while I am suffering, I'm going to do nothing to cause suffering. While there is an injustice done to me, I myself will not do an injustice in return, and I will wait on the Lord to make all things new. Patience is, in fact, the very action of Christ on the cross. Imagine the violence of nailing Christ to the cross and the wrath that, if he were not virtuous, he could have poured out on humanity, but instead, hanging patiently on the cross, trusting in his Father to bring all things to fulfillment, he instead said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." Patience, then, is the thing that opens the door for reconciliation and healing. In today's world, we see wrath all over the place and very little patience. In a particular way, we see wrath in the cancel culture, in the bipolarity of politics and religion. No room to listen to one another, no room to heal from wounds, but only a constant one-upping, gotcha, and demolishing of one's enemies. Let's not be wrathful. Let's be patient. In our Christian spiritual life of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, when we fast, we remind ourselves that this world is passing and that the injustices in this world will be healed by God in the end. When we pray, we unite ourselves to Jesus on the cross and find that courage and strength to continue to suffer. And when we give alms, we are doing the very act of mercy that patience itself is directed towards, helping others instead of pitying ourselves. So as we continue this series on the Christian spiritual life, focusing on how we best become friends of God, we want to avoid those vices, in this case wrath, that pull us out or away from friendship with God, and really lean into what is sometimes the more uncomfortable, temporarily dissatisfying virtues, in this case patience, that most closely unites us to God. We want to be his good friends, and so we will suffer injustices patiently. Thanks for watching. See you next week.